One thing that I'm going to repeat throughout this video that I want to make very clear at the beginning is when it comes to edibles, don't overdo it. Edibles can be a great experience and can offer a lot of medicinal value. It's great for a lot of things, pain, sleep, but you just don't want to overdo it, and it can lead to a terrible experience if you do. So make sure to stay around till the end of this video because I will be diving into all the tips and tricks on how to eat edibles and have a fun experience for your first time. But before we get into today's video, I will be eating the Muha Meds Mambas on camera. These are some of the cheapest hash rosin gummies here in Michigan, and if you don't know what hash rosin is, don't worry about that. You don't really need to know about that. That's for a different video. But I will be giving away one of these bags. It's just like a little side bag. It does have a strap as well. And if we get 200 likes, I will be giving this away. So make sure to tag a friend, tell them that this video is out there and we're giving away a free Muha Meds bag. But yeah, all you guys have to do is leave a comment down below, and if we do hit 200 likes, I'll just randomly pick a name there and ship it off to you. So getting into the video, eating edibles, like I said, the main thing, you just don't want to overdo it. You should start off at a very small dosage. So in most legal states, a serving size is going to be 10. In Michigan, it's actually 10, but most edibles you buy will be 20 milligrams. These ones here, the Mambas, like I was talking about, they are 20 milligram pieces. It's a 200 milligram bag, so you have 10 pieces. In most states, you'll have 100 milligrams, just because that's the limit. You will have 10 milligram pieces, which this bag here was 10, or it was actually 20 10 milligram pieces. So it gets kind of confusing when you're buying edibles. Make sure you know what dose you're getting. So I'll buy the Play gummies a lot of times, which are 50 milligram pieces. So a lot of times you will see like high dose on edible packaging, and that just means that, yeah, they're either going to be 200 milligrams in the whole package, or like these ones are 50 milligram pieces. So you need to be very careful on what you're consuming, and never just like take a gummy from someone and just eat it without asking or knowing how many milligrams are in it, because I know people that eat 5 milligrams and get really high, and I know people that can eat like 400 milligrams and not be high. Edibles are something that differ from person to person very widely, and your effects are not going to be the same as someone else's. I usually eat 100 to 200 milligrams at a time, and I know a lot of people cannot do that, and I know a lot of people would be like, oh, that's not nearly enough to get me high. So it's kind of crazy. You will build a tolerance. So if you start eating them and they stop working, you either should just take a little tolerance break or you should eat more. But when eating them, start off with a small dose. I would recommend like 5 to 10 milligrams if it's your first time. And if you eat it and you don't really feel much, sorry that you wasted a little bit of money, but at least you didn't wig out and end up going to like the ER or something and wasting even more money. So just play it safe, eat a small dose, make sure you feel comfortable. And edibles do take a little while to kick in, so don't just eat them and expect to feel effects right away. It can take up to hours for them to kick in. So like I said, just eat a small dose your first time. Let the edibles kick in. Don't like rush it. Don't be like, oh, these haven't kicked in, so then you end up eating more. That's like a classic stoner mistake, is eating more edibles because you didn't feel the initial dose, and then you double dose, and then you're like way too high. So make sure you're not doing that. And if you are looking for edibles for a specific reason, make sure to talk to your bud tender or whoever you are buying the edibles from. There are a lot of great options out there. Like I mentioned earlier, you can find ones that are for sleep. You can find ones that are pretty much just for getting you high. You can find ones that are hash rosin, which is just a nicer material that contains some other cannabinoids and terpenes that play into the high effect. So there's all sorts of different edibles, and they come in different milligrams, like I was saying. So these ones are 20, these ones are 50, these ones are 10 per piece, these ones are 25. So like, there's so much when it comes to edibles. Just be very cautious and like paying attention when you are buying them, because you don't want to buy something and end up double dosing or just eating way too much and having a terrible experience and then never going back to them. Because I know people that have done that for sure. They eat way too many edibles, get way too high, and then just think it's going to be like that every time. And it can be great, like I said earlier, but you just need to eat the right dosage, and that will take some figuring it out. You're not gonna just eat the right dose on the first time, probably. I do think 10 is probably a good starting point, especially if you're someone who smokes pretty frequently. But if you're not really someone who smokes at all, stick to like 5 milligrams or even less than that. There's a company called Pot Pots, and they're essentially M&Ms, and you can buy a bag of those. They're 1 milligram per M&M. So I know it's tempting to not sit there and eat the whole bag, but you could just eat like 1 or 2 milligrams just to see how that affects you. And that's like a really easy way to, pay attention to your dosage. So there's not a ton of edibles that come in 5 milligrams in Michigan. I'm not really sure about other states. I feel like typically it's 10 milligrams in other states per piece. But here in Michigan, yeah, there's all kinds of options. And I've even seen ones that are 200 milligram pieces, just one piece. So yeah, be very cautious what you're buying. Make sure you're not eating like, that would be like 20 times the normal serving size, which, you know, 200 milligrams for me is like, I'm getting blasted high and it's like a fun time, but like I'll probably just end up going to bed. But for someone who is not used to that, it can be chaotic and feel very uncomfortable. And we don't want that. And you don't want to scare yourself away from experiencing edibles because they do have a lot to offer. And we're figuring out more about them as time goes on. Like CBN is a great cannabinoid for sleep. CBD is obviously going to be great for pain. So if that is one of your focuses, look for gummies with CBD. And learn about the ratios when it comes to that. So this is like a 1:5 CBN ratio. So that's just another aspect, but essentially what that means is the THC milligrams to the CBN. So yeah, just look for certain brands that are trustworthy. Like Wild is really good if you're looking to get into different cannabinoids and stuff like that. And Wana here in Michigan is a great one for pain, looking for stuff like CBD and some of their CBN stuff as well. So yeah, there's a lot to edibles, and I'm not gonna bore you with it all here today, but I do have a video explaining like all the science behind eating edibles and why they hit differently than weed. So I'll have that link down below if you guys want to go check it out. I am going to eat these gummies and then get out of here. But yeah, make sure to tell a friend, leave a comment down below. If we hit 200 likes, giving away that bag. I actually won it at a contest at work for selling like the most of their products, which shout out to the vendor. I don't know her name, but she literally did my job for me that day. Everyone that came in, she like approached them. I pretty much sold all of their product. It just worked out great for me. It was super easy. So I probably won't use the bag a ton. I want to make sure that goes to like someone who's a fan of Muhammad's or just like needs a bag like that, because it is a dope bag. And I love their gummies. This like batch or something got left or like stored incorrectly at some point. All the like sugar melted though, got like sucked together. They don't taste that great right now, but the effects on these are great. And even me as someone who does like to eat a lot of edibles, like I won't really eat like 200 milligrams at a time. I'll usually eat like 100, let the night go on a little bit more, eat 100 then. Or like as it gets closer to bedtime, eat some gummies with CBN because it does help me stay asleep really well. So yeah, essentially edibles are all about figuring out what works for you and what doesn't. But I'm gonna finish these. I'll see you guys next time. If you need any more marijuana information, make sure to stay tuned on my channel.